first battle of the day is often unseen, uncelebrated, yet it determines everything. Before the sun rises, before the world stirs, before anyone notices your effort, you already stand at war. The enemy is not visible, it is not wielding a sword or shouting a challenge. The enemy is within. It is your own weakness, your hesitation, your comfort, your mind that seeks delay. And if you allow it to control you, the rest of the day becomes a battlefield lost before it even begins. Most men do not understand this. They believe strength comes from action in the open, from visible achievements, from applause or recognition. But discipline, the discipline that separates the 1% from the rest, is built in the quiet moments before the world stirs. It is built in the stillness of the early morning when only you are awake with your thoughts and your impulses. You rise not because you feel motivated, not because it is convenient, but because you have chosen the night before that you will. That choice defines the warrior. That choice begins victory. The body is heavy, the mind resists, and the warmth of sleep beckons you to surrender. This is the moment that tests you. The temptation is subtle, almost polite, whispering that a few more minutes of rest will do no harm. But it does harm. Every moment you negotiate with weakness, you lose ground. Every hesitation, every compromise with your own discipline allows fear, distraction, and doubt to gain authority over you. To rise at dawn despite resistance is to declare that your will is stronger than your desire. It is to show yourself that you are the master of your own actions and not a servant to fleeting comfort. The quiet of the morning is sacred. In it you are alone with your mind, stripped of distraction, stripped of pretense. This is the arena where clarity is forged. Observe the weight in your limbs, the fog in your thoughts, the subtle voice that protests, and step forward anyway. In that action the mind learns obedience. It learns that your commands are law. When the mind obeys, the body obeys. When the body obeys, nothing in the world can stop you. Rising early is not merely a habit, it is an assertion of power. The majority of men wake late, groggy, reactive, dragged by circumstance into their day. They begin by answering calls, messages, problems that are not yet theirs to solve. They are chasing life already behind before the first step. But the man who rises before dawn does not chase. He leads, he positions himself in calm preparation. While others stumble into events, he approaches them with intention and authority. This is the invisible advantage, the edge the 1% holds silently yet decisively. The first hour of your day is more than time. It is training. It is practice for endurance, for patience, for presence. It is where you rehearse strength before the world demands it. Strength does not emerge from chaos. It is forged in discipline and repetition, in the unglamorous decisions to act when it is uncomfortable. Each morning you rise, you reinforce a truth. Discomfort does not control you. Hesitation does not govern you. Your purpose commands your actions. Use this time wisely. Move your body even in small ways. Train your posture, your breathing, your coordination. The body awakens and the mind follows. Then prepare the mind, reflect, plan, anticipate the challenges ahead. Visualize yourself meeting them with precision, calmness, and control. The battles of the day will be no surprise, for you have already rehearsed them in the quiet before light. Preparation diminishes fear, and fear is the true enemy of action. Do not mistake this discipline for rigidity. The early morning does not need to be filled with constant work or endless activity. The purpose is clarity, readiness, and mastery over self. Even sitting in stillness, observing your own thoughts without becoming lost in them, strengthens control. The mind that can sit quietly without distraction is the mind that will not falter in chaos. The warrior's power is measured not by the storms he faces, but by the calmness he maintains within them. Rising early also teaches humility. No applause greets the effort. No one observes your commitment. It is entirely private. And that is precisely why it builds character. When you act without expectation of reward, without need for recognition, you act from principle, from necessity, from strength. A man who does not rely on validation cannot be shaken by criticism. He cannot be diverted by opinion. He moves solely according to his own discipline, and in that movement is unshakable power. Consistency is the hidden weapon. One morning of discipline changes little. But day after day, month after month, year after year, the repeated act of rising early ingrains authority into your spirit. The mind begins to obey instinctively, no longer debating action. The body rises automatically. The small, unseen victories accumulate into an unbreakable foundation. By the time the world notices, the result seems effortless, but it is the product of countless mornings in which only you bore witness. Victory is built quietly before it is displayed. The first battle of the day sets the tempo for every encounter that follows. If you rise with purpose, your movements are decisive, your speech is measured, your decisions are clear. You have already won something that others have yet to confront, the mastery of your own mind and body. Nothing that comes later can dominate a warrior who has conquered himself before dawn. Understand this, the first hour is never wasted. Whether you act, train, or reflect, you are strengthening your authority over yourself. Every moment of hesitation allowed the weak to grow. Every moment of deliberate action strengthens the warrior. If you rise consistently, the fear of hardship, the distractions of life, the subtle pulls of laziness, none can overthrow you, for you have already practiced victory in the quiet hours before the day begins. Rise before the sun, stand firm while the world still sleeps, meet your own weakness with calm authority, win this first battle and the rest of the day will bow to your command. The mind is the first battlefield, and the one who cannot master it is already defeated. Strength in the body is visible, praised, admired, but it is nothing without the sharpness of thought, the clarity of focus, and the steadiness of purpose. The sword in an untrained hand will falter. The body without direction will waste its force. Only the mind determines victory. Most men live as if the mind is a servant to their whims. They allow desire, distraction, and fear to command them, and they call it living. Excuses arise easily, delaying action. I will begin tomorrow. I am not ready. I need more time. These are whispers of weakness. They are the first enemy, more dangerous than any visible opponent. The warrior who conquers these whispers begins every battle with an advantage unseen but decisive. Discipline is not simply acting when you feel like it. It is acting when every fiber of your being resists, when comfort calls to you, when hesitation presses. To act under resistance is to train the mind. To act deliberately without emotion or self-negotiation is to forge mental authority. Each choice you make to overcome hesitation, to ignore the seduction of delay, is a victory against yourself. The mind thrives on attention. Where attention flows, energy concentrates. Where energy concentrates, action follows. And yet most men scatter their attention in countless directions, endless distractions, idle thoughts, comparison, worry. A distracted mind cannot make clear decisions. It cannot respond with precision. It moves too late or too early or in the wrong way. Focus is the weapon that transforms effort into mastery. To master the mind, first observe it. Watch how thoughts arise. Notice how fear lingers at the edge of consciousness, how doubt surfaces when comfort tempts you. Do not fight these thoughts with anger. Do not try to suppress them violently. Simply see them. Awareness is the first step toward control. When you recognize hesitation, you can replace it with command. The warrior acts with clarity, not chaos. Action must follow observation. Knowledge without execution is useless. You may understand that laziness, distraction, and doubt weaken you, yet unless you move immediately against them, the mind remains untrained. Begin tasks without waiting for desire. Make decisions without waiting for certainty. Speak and act when the moment calls, even if the mind trembles. Each deliberate act strengthens the mental muscle that fear and indecision cannot touch. Emotions are powerful tools, yet most men allow them to dominate. Anger becomes reaction, fear becomes paralysis, desire becomes obsession. The disciplined mind observes emotion without being ruled by it. It channels energy where it is effective. Anger sharpens awareness without consuming judgment. Fear heightens perception without halting action. Desire motivates strategy rather than chasing impulse. To act in harmony with your emotions rather than under their tyranny is mastery. Preparation is another weapon of the mind. The man who prepares mentally before conflict arrives is never surprised. He visualizes hardship, plans his response, rehearses outcomes. The world cannot overwhelm him because he has already walked the path in thought. This mental rehearsal trains instinct and strengthens resolve. When reality arrives, he moves without hesitation, sees without distortion, and acts without doubt. Preparation turns uncertainty into advantage. Discipline over the mind requires repeated confrontation with discomfort. You must train yourself to act when it is hard, when it is inconvenient, when it is undesired. Each time you move under resistance, the mind grows stronger. Each time you resist the pull of ease, hesitation weakens. Over time, mental laziness cannot command you because it no longer has power. Habit becomes instinct, and instinct becomes strength. Awareness and control are incomplete without selective attention. The mind cannot be strong if it is always pulled toward every stimulus. Some challenges are distractions, some opinions are irrelevant, some urgencies are manufactured by those who would divert your focus. The disciplined mind chooses where to invest its attention. It ignores what is unnecessary. It concentrates fully on what is essential. Selective attention sharpens efficiency and ensures that energy is never wasted. Even small actions matter. The mind strengthens not only in monumental decisions but in every choice to act decisively. Speak with intention, move with purpose, train with focus, eat with awareness. These are exercises for the mind as much as for the body. Fragmented attention in small matters fragments power in larger ones. Control over trivial actions develops the discipline to control the monumental. Consistency is the final mark of mastery. Occasional focus does not create strength. Occasional discipline does not yield victory. The mind grows sharp through repeated, deliberate practice over years. Every day you command your thoughts, act against hesitation, and focus with precision, you build an internal edge. The man who commands himself continuously is unshakable because his strength is habitual, embedded deep within his character. Understand that control of the mind is invisible. Others may not notice your focus, your deliberate choices, your inner victories, yet they shape your reality more profoundly than any external force. When pressure rises, when conflict appears, when fear and distraction assail, it is your mental mastery that determines your response. Your calm, your clarity, your decisive action, All of it stems from the mind trained in unseen battles long before the day begins. Do not mistake busyness for strength. A man who reacts to every stimulus, who allows emotion to dictate action, who succumbs to distraction, is weak despite appearances. The warrior's strength is deliberate, intentional, focused. Every thought, every movement, every decision is a stroke of control, a command over self. The mind is the first weapon, the invisible blade that guides everything else. A strong body and sharp technique are hollow without it. Mental mastery allows you to see the moment clearly, respond decisively, act without hesitation, and endure without fear. The 1% understand this. The rest are lost, fighting visible enemies while their minds betray them. Train your thoughts as relentlessly as you train your body. Observe, act, focus, prepare, choose, repeat, destroy hesitation. Ignore distraction, harness emotion. Your mind is the battlefield, and you either win it daily or you remain defeated before the day begins. Master your mind, and every external battle bends to your will. Distraction is the silent enemy. The world offers constant noise, and most men surrender to it without thought. They move through life reacting to every interruption, allowing their focus to scatter like leaves in the wind. The warrior knows that attention is power. Where focus goes, energy flows, and where energy flows, results follow. To train focus, you must first recognize what steals it. Idle chatter, unnecessary comparison, endless scrolling, and restless thoughts all fracture the mind. Each moment spent divided is a moment of weakness cultivated. The disciplined mind chooses carefully. It invests attention only where it matters. It observes distraction, acknowledges it, and returns to the task at hand. True focus is not forced, it is presence. It is being fully in each moment, in each movement, in each thought. When you eat, taste each bite. When you move, feel each step. When you act, dedicate yourself entirely. Depth replaces scatter, precision replaces chaos. A mind trained in focus sees opportunity where others see confusion. It acts decisively while the distracted hesitate. It anticipates, it perceives, it commands the moment. Control your attention, and you control the battlefield before it even appears.